Good morning. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Like you can type in chat also. Yes, no, because so they'll understand like you can hear me. Like, can you hear me? Like, say something or type it down in chat.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. So like you can see, like I will start creating this thing. So I just clean this part a little bit and plus creating this created this section. These are like comparatively, you can see this is not a very complex model. Yes, there are a lot of details are there. That is something we'll achieve with the help of a high poly. Rest everything basic section blocking. You can see I'm still going on. So I'm creating the basic shape and everything and try to match the basic silhouette of the model. So let's work. So there are a couple of things I need to fix. This thing, a ring. I just like extend it so it become a little wide. It's little angular. Delete. Initially I thought like I'll just cover this section, so but now I'm thinking I can just create the basic this this is speaker, yes, speaker only. I can create this shape. So let's border. It's slightly elongated, it's not like this. Let's make it slightly more clean and less polygon. So initially, basic rule of thumb is whenever you create your model, try to keep your poly count as low as possible. Keep it really low and then gradually increase. You can see I have chamfers. I'm removing that just to make you understand. Like later for final low poly, yes, we have to chamfer it. So if I want, I can definitely keep this thing. So chamfer all the edges. And this part also feel it's slightly elongated. So
Excuse me, sir.
yes, tell me.
Sir, for adding supporting loops, we can later directly run a chamfer modifier.
Yes, we can do, but chamfer, what it does is sometimes it creates triangles and maybe it creates unusual polygons. That is something you have
Yeah.
to check, double check it and fix it. Yes, we can definitely use that.
Okay. So also in ZBrush, like I was seeing some videos like what they do is without adding any supporting loops,
Mhm.
they just export into ZBrush and do that clay polish by features and polish by.
Yes, that is we can do. We can do Dynamesh also. We can use Remesh also. There's so many options are there. Like,
So we
because
don't need supporting loops where if we are going that way.
for yes, for blocking no requirement, it's not necessary. So my idea, so what a basic idea is to save time. So I'm creating this like blocking based on my low poly. So I'm trying to optimize also wherever I can optimize so that I can, once my high poly is ready, my low poly should be it should look like it's almost the halfway of low poly.
Okay.
So I can use this as my low poly and modify things here in this. It otherwise I have to redo the entire low poly again. So it will take again time. right?
Yeah.
Just because of that, I'm just trying to save some time. That's why I'm like chamfering couple of areas and trying to make things, because six couple of areas I have triangulated. That is like in for high poly, those things are not required at all, right? I can keep it like really quad, and I can add as many loop as I want. Doesn't matter, as long as its shape is same, right? So I'm just trying to keep it simple, so that like if I once my high poly is ready, I can use this shape, and like wherever it's required, like bevel this section, those section I need to chamfer it. That's it.
Okay, sir.
So like saving time also, like very important. Okay. So you can see like this is all these things extruded and create the basic shape. This is also kind of almost ready. So for the speaker, though I don't have a reference for this, it's not visible. So what I'm planning to do is just add little thickness and create little this shape, inside shape. So it looks like a like speaker. So I create all these holes and everything in high poly. Collapse. Similarly here, I'm adding little thickness, pushing it inside and collapse it. I got this thickness also. So more or less basic, like a lot of details are almost ready. And this section have like there's a ring. You can see a thick, so front. I can use connect or I can use swift loop also. Both will do the same job, and align it properly. This thickness, polygon, extrude, normal. It's too much. Slightly reduce and get this section, this thickness, and this outside this section also slightly extruded. And for this also, so I can see here the base is slightly angled. So the easiest will be, this is not like perfectly straight. If I see my reference, it's slightly, there's a slope. You can see this very clearly. So I'll just make it slant and create the basic shape. Now like we have design on the this corner, then we have design here, and the dialer is also here. So all those things I need to add, and that, and plus the this chord. So let's see, front z. So to create this chord, so can anyone tell me like how to create this chord, like this thing, this ring, this thing?
That helix.
Yes, very
Uh,
nice, very nice. Exactly, that is the easiest way to create this. Usually, I have seen people, they try to extrude from a cylinder or try to create a line manually and a lot of things. So helix is the best option you can use and create this thing super easily. So let's go. Sorry, no, helix. So front. delete this top view. So my basic shape of helix is ready. So now if I go to front and see how to create this, you can see there is like turns, bias, all these options are there. The turns I can make like maybe 20 or something. Height can increase it. I make it like 4 by 4. So it's exactly the same thickness, width, and everything. So height I can increase like this. And I feel the height I need to reduce it slightly because this loop ends here, and this particular shape goes inside and there is then straight. So what I have to do is I have to increase it slightly, and these loops also I can increase. It's quite close, maybe 35 or something. Now place it here, and this section is supposed to bend and go inside. So I have a helix, so I'll helix, and now I'll apply a edit spline. Usually we apply edit poly, so I'll apply a edit spline. So it gives me all these options, so I can modify this thing very easily. So vertex, you can see I have like tons of options here. So this one, let's see, top view or side view. So this particular part should I have to delete this and rotate this one. Reason, center. So this will extend like this direction. So it should align nicely.
So,
Yes.
so in the basic modeling class, we used this some path deform modifier
Yes.
for
We can.
aligning this helix to the
Yes,
path.
we can. Yes, we can use path deformer also. With the help of path deformer, you can create the shape very easily. So what I'm like, but a path deformer, like it will create the shape. Then again, you have to extend this. So what I'm doing here is I'm just going to simply modify the shape and create the entire thing directly here. Like both the process are correct because there's like multiple ways of doing the same thing. So it's same only. So if I select this one, so I can just simply front Z, first one. Okay, position also needs to be correct. It's almost here. And I can just simply pull it like this and push it inside. And I can use this, make it little less angular, or I can use the insert and create one more dot here. I can do that, or I can fillet it, make it really smooth and clean. Just bending this. So like what will happen if I use this technique and then I'll switch on the rendering, it will automatically create the entire thing. Okay, now this base is like there is a rotation and bending. That is something we can like we can use path deformer or something. We can do that very easily. So this is like what I prefer because the same thing we can do in multiple ways. Select this thing and like maybe half of this, and let's see, there is something called soft selection. So to the soft selection, so it will bend this thing, help it will help me bending this model with less distortion. why it's behaving like this. Front. Make sure it's above grid. Switch off this thing. And now this thing goes inside. I can push it inside. And all these things I can make smooth. Rendering. Now here I can convert this thing to a polygon, and then I can go back to edit spline. Now I can modify this thing in real time. And let's go to soft selection one more time. Too much. Now all these angles, what I can do here is select this one, then we have fillet and make it smooth. So like this I can make this all this bend and curve everything really smooth and clean. Yes, definitely have to optimize the model. It's too much. Make it a little smoother and clean. So like this, you can create the entire shape very easily. This is like you can see the entire thing code is at once you can create. That's like easy way. So and still we have a lot of details, lot of things to create. Let's save our file. Perspective. Okay. Now we have a dial here. The dial we have to create. It's basically a cylinder. Front, front. This one I want to align with this one. Alt A. Click on this. Center, center. Like if you don't want to center perfectly center. Left view. Now rotate it and align with this. So one thing we need to keep in mind, bigger the surface, more polygon. So because if we don't add more polygons here, we can clearly see all the angles here. So I need to increase the size. So make it like 32 or something. So it will look really nice and clean. Cap. I can add 2 rings. And this needs to be slightly like thicker. And needs to be slightly bigger. Like sides, I have little space, very little space, slightly smaller now. Something like this. We create the basic dial here, and you can create the entire design. This particular, it have like around 1, 2, like 10, 11, 12, 12 holes basically. So those things we have, because whenever there is a change in silhouette, we have to model it. So that section we have to model it. It's not just texture. So because if you remember, like older phones, they used to have this section where you put your finger and then rotate the dial. So there's a hole. So that hole we have to create. So before that, this section, we convert this to a polygon. Vertex mode, select this one. Control, click on face mode. Convert this into face. Left view. Let's see. Sometimes local doesn't work. Yeah, local is working perfectly. Slightly extrude basic shape. As this is something I'm going to use for my base for my high poly, so I'll create all these rings. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now to create that section, three, 4, 5, 6. So you can see I haven't created any depth or anything. Reason, I'll just simply add another loop there and then push it inside. So with that, what will happen? My entire surface will be the same. Which mode? Oh, sorry, polygon mode. All of them select together. Left view open. Shift, push it inside. So create this thing very easily. They're separate. All these sections are separated. Now, if I want, I can separate them. That outside section is slightly outside, and this part is slightly rounded. Control, polygon, selection. And make this thing slightly rounded. And in the sides also have a couple of like rings. So you can select loop. Count 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can manually place them, or I can use select the edges and connect. That will also work. Push it inside. Just to check the high poly preview, you can switch on the nerves and check it. You get all this ring. So I can see I need one more supporting loop here to hold the shape. This edge I need to hold. So I'll go to supporting loops. One here, one here, one here. To hold any shape, you basically need 3 loops. So in between these gaps are a little smoother. So I'll have one loop that is like more than enough. This corner also I need another loop to hold the shape. 3, You can see now I have this sharp corner plus this all this shape. This is also pretty clean. Now I have to create those holes here. So like they are in same angle. So best thing will be if I duplicate this model and create those holes will be really easy for me. Left view, don't because this I'm going to use this only for creating holes. Duplicate the model, scale, local. Like all these things are not required. This is just to create the holes. So I'll remove this so it will match the angle. That's why I kept it. Delete all these things not required. Like those things are there and not doesn't matter anyways. The side things have to remove, otherwise it will create unnecessary polygons. Like this section doesn't matter. Okay. Now front again. Now this thing I need to align with this center. Then I can like rotate and place everything here nicely. 12, 13, 14 is basically 14 times. So 360 divided by 14. Let's see. 360, like any circle is 360 degree divided by 14, 25.71. So it's basically 14. You can see like we already have 12 holes and there's like empty space. So it's one, two, or maybe three. No, two only. So 14 or maybe 15. So I need to align these two. Alt A, sorry, center, 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 everything center, local, make it a little elongated. Okay, now this is correct. So I need to place one front, maybe side, scale. Now this pivot point, I need to push it here so that I can rotate this thing very easily. I guess it's 15 only. Let's see, 360. Yeah, 24, 15, I believe. So now same thing, go to pivot and then we can switch on snapping, right click, vertex snap, no grid. Snap it here, perfectly snapped. Done with this. Rotation is also local, everything in local only. Switch off snapping. And rotation, I can just simply switch and snap, right click, 24-degree. So if I do this, I can see, no, it's creating, it's touching everything. So that means it's almost touching. So it's not correct.
Sir, it's 15 now.
Like, yes, I used 15. So here 15 works like correctly. So it gives me an exact value. So one thing I have to do is I reduce this thing slightly. Scale it down slightly. Oh, control Z. Control Z. Oh, I have to fix the pivot point once again. Snapped. Done. Oh, not correct. Now it's correct. Rotation. Oh, my snapping, I have to switch off. Shift. 24. 14 more times. Still is touching the surface. Undo one more time. Scale it down slightly because there should be a little gap between all the holes. Snap perfectly. Rotation snap is on. Vertex I can switch off. 24. Yeah, now it's fine. I got this nice gap. Attach. I've attached all of them. Just make sure there is a little distance between these two. Now this is my main model and I need to boolean this compound object. I can use pro boolean and boolean, both will work like same only. Boolean, add object, and here I'm going to use subtract. Simply create this shape very nicely. So before that, I have to do something here. I have to delete couple of cylinders. 2, 3, these three. Now rest is fine. Select this compound boolean, subtract. I can create this shape very nicely. The basic structure is almost ready. Save your file. Okay, now this side we have those pattern, those design. We have to create that thing also. So you can see like mostly almost the model is ready. Like all these only the side section plus the stand I have to create. So to create the side section, I have to create a separate geometry for this. This is my model. So because this needs to snap on this surface, so what I prefer is I use Swift loop. I just use Swift loop and then this one, and this leg will create separately entirely, only one section. So I just need these planes. So just clone the model. Previously, there was a nice option. If you press shift and drag, it basically used to create a separate plane altogether. But now it creates like extrude the model. So there's little difference. So I just simply select those sections, Control I, invert the selection, delete. Only this section I need. Now these two parts I can just now extrude and create this thing very easily. So for this part, let's see. This section is not there. Like this bend is there, but it's not like this. Local is better. If parent doesn't work, local. Local direction. Move it up. Move it slightly up. Okay. Oh, border. And this almost blends here. A slight variation. So I push it slightly forward. Border. Local. Extruded. Like this, you can get the thickness very easily. And this section is anyways not visible. So anything is not visible. You can push it inside, align it properly. So here, now I need to create this pattern. So I need more loops, or maybe edge mode. basic shape. So create this thickness. We do the same thing for this also. And this is slightly broader, the base, like it's already a little broader. Now rest I can fix in my high poly, this section now. Like if I want, I can just simply extrude this thing. To get the thickness. The inside face, anyways, I can delete it later also. We'll go to the base, delete this, because it's not required anymore. Slightly extrude this thing. Now we have like uh, one more petal here. So easiest thing will be if I simply use a swift loop or something. Before that, fix this thing, target will. This won't work because this is a quad. So what I can do here is remove this vertex node, select this one and this one, connect. You can see it creates this little issue. That is okay, no problem. That is something I can manage. I can fix it. Now the sides I need to create. So loop 1, 2. Extrude too much, normal direction, too much, slightly lower, local. I delete this and add one more shift somewhere here, really close to this one, polygon, this one and this one. These two. Again, I'll use extrude, local only, left view, y, oops, oh sorry, my bad. View, I can see it's not aligned nicely. Why did this thing? Okay, that is something I can manage. Let's create this shape first, then I'll correct it. Oh, I have selected this part also here. That's why this problem happened. Okay, no problem. And delete one side. attach this one. Symmetry. So if I create symmetry, it will create this kind of problem. So let's X symmetry. And now I want to rotate this. So you can see X symmetry, and now I can do it like this. What happened here? X direction correct only. X symmetry, flip, yeah. Mirror. So it will mirror the model. So it will be perfectly symmetrical model without any problem. This is something I can manually fix. Isolate and delete all this nonsense. Left view, Z. Select these two and weld it. If it's not working, increase the threshold. It should work. And anything you have like unwanted or any problem, clean those areas. So basic shape. This is like very basic, simple shape. Yes, we have to modify this thing and make it a little better. So basic shape is ready. Now I'll just simply attach these two, and now I have to symmetry the model. So for symmetry, I need the center of this thing. So what I'll do is isolate this one. The easiest process to get this center. Either I can collapse this face, or I can add shift loop here. Select this one and collapse. I got the center point. This is like exact center of this model. Now select these two and this one. Isolate. Right? Isolate. Select this pivot point. Effect pivot. Switch up this thing. Vertex snapping is on. Snapped perfectly. And this should be -90 degree, around 90 degree, right? So switch this angle at 90, 90, done, attach. So basic design is almost ready. Now you just need to create the stand. Then we can start sculpting the model, and then we can once we finish the sculpting, then we can UV and start texturing everything. So because this is like, you can see, if you sit and do it, you can do it very easily and quickly. It won't take much time. So like whenever you're free, do it. Try to finish your model, like blocking at least as soon as possible, so that you can move to next stage, because high poly will take time for this. But you can see it have a lot of detail, and all these things we have to sculpt, and there will be a lot of techniques involved, like how to create this design patterns and all this design, how to create all these things. So those techniques are very important. So it will take a little longer than usual. So we'll create nicely everything, and then we'll retopo the model, we fix the model, and then we start texturing. And this time we'll use substance to create this thing very nicely. So you can see basic blocking is ready. Okay, just give me a second. I'll take attendance.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, tell me.
Sir, I want to tell you about some issues regarding TC, sir.
Regarding PC, what is the issue you're facing? Tell me.
So, like, and afraid like couldn't complete the module, sir. And module is completed. The texturing part in Photoshop is like little bit delay, sir.
So like finish it like on it's still like I'm not pressurizing. That's what I'm saying. So because
No, sir. Like, uh, on previous class, no,
hmm,
before this HSM module, we got
TCAC. Yeah.
we got different class. Like, we have the what we say we didn't attend the class, right? It's a previous week.
Okay.
So before that, you told like we will complete the class
Hmm.
uh, before submission, and you will explain, sir. I was waiting for that. Then again, you started the HSM class, sir.
What submission? I didn't understand. Please. Like,
No, sir. You are explaining my modules, sir, like how to texture it.
yes, you did attended the class, but I have
No,
created that thing and uploaded the video also. You can check
no,
that.
sir. There was like only single class, only single video which you have make the module in Marmoset and you done the ambient amplification. That's it, sir.
No, after that, there's one more video. That video also I have uploaded. I created the texture.
No, sir. I didn't found any video regarding that, sir.
Okay, I'll check that. I'll check that. Maybe if, in case if I missed it, I'll check it, and I'll forward that thing. Because there was one more after that there's a class, like in that class you didn't join, so we created the texture and all, and that video should be there. I'll check it.
I found, sir, but there is no single video regarding that, so I have asked you again, sir.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. I'll check it. There is a video.
Okay, sir. No.
So okay, I can see I don't have access to this, so I took a screenshot of attendance, like Praveen, Afridi, Vishesh, and Royston is here, so I took a screenshot. I'll save it, and once I get the access, I'll update the attendance here. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So okay.